We're going to walk through upgrading the firmware on your Elecraft KH1. You're really going to need three things for this. I have the manual here only because I don't have this video. You're going to need the programming cable that came in the box, of course the radio, and then a computer. First thing we need to do is make sure we actually need to upgrade the firmware. So turn your radio on, long press the right button, and then for me I have to turn this left knob right twice, and that tells me my firmware is 1.18. Turn the radio off, and then we're going to head over to the computer. I'm going to pull up elecraft.com, go over here to support, firmware software, and we look right over here, right at the top of the list, KH1 firmware 1.19. We now know we need to upgrade the firmware on our KH1. So we're going to scroll down here, KH line firmware and software, click this drop down, next drop down, scroll all the way down to where it says KH1 utility. Click this hyperlink, it'll open up a wizard, you'll download it just like every other piece of software in amateur radio. Currently, as of the time of this video, December 10th, 2023, they only have a Windows version, but we see right here Mac and Linux version of KH1 utility are in progress, so stand by for that. I assume it'll be the same exact process, you're just going to click a different hyperlink. Alright, so once you download this Elecraft KH1 utility, we got to figure out which COM port we are. So I type in Device Manager, pull that up. So we look here, I see COM 1, and I'm going to plug in my USB to serial cable. It's going to refresh automatically, and then COM 3 popped up, so I know that I need to have this set on COM 3. And then we're going to come back over here to the radio. So what we need to do, turn the radio on, hold down button 4, long press, then we're going to scroll over to key jack. I actually already did it. So you want to scroll over, when you pull it up it's going to say paddle norm. You want to go to the right until we get to RS-232. Pull the paddle out. Take the serial cable. Serial cable is going to go right where that paddle jack is. The other end of the serial cable is plugged into the computer. So I already showed you how to do a COM port. Coming over here, firmware, you're going to have question marks down here in this installed in KH1. If it doesn't populate, that means your radio isn't set up right. Let's come over here, so it tells you right here there's a new firmware update available. Let's see if I can get this on both screens. So I'm going to click send firmware to KH1 and we're going to see what happens. And there we go, utility. Now we're going to go over here, we're going to hold long press the 4th button, scroll right, look at that, newest firmware. And one thing we need to do is go back here and pull out your cable, and change this back to paddle normal or paddle reverse, whatever you do.